Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Today I am working on a piece that is inspired by the magic of Disney, and this is a YouTube hop, so go to the description box down below and check out all the other ladies. I took this photograph while I was at Disneyland, and it is the inspiration for the background on my layout. And then I'm thinking I'm going to use this photo of me and Mickey, or not Mickey, Minnie, together. I am at some point going to change out the photo. It's still me and Minnie, but it's just going to be a different photo. But what I did was I took a piece of cardstock, and I'm just using the coconut swirl basil cardstock, and I pulled an image off of the internet, and it was just the silhouette of Minnie Mouse, and I cut her on my digital die cut machine, and then I traced that image onto some 12 by 12 watercolor paper. And I have a dear friend that is just starting to show me a little bit about how to use my watercolors more effectively and properly, rather than just kind of slapping them on the page. So this is kind of a bit of practice for me, and it came out a lot better than I thought it would, and I probably could have gone a little further with it, but fear took over and I didn't want to mess it up. So at the end, I just kind of leave it how it is, even though I could have probably gone a little darker in some areas. But given that the photo had the silhouette of Minnie Mouse in the blacks and blues, I wanted to kind of keep that the cooler colors in her silhouette on my page, and then I'm going to use warmer colors to surround her, just like in that photograph. Now in the photograph, she is surrounded by oranges, reds, and yellows, but they're big circles. I'm not doing circles. I'm just doing some watercolor in those colors, and I really like how it comes out in the end. And then I am actually mixing my watercolors to create the colors, rather than using them straight from the pan. So I am, in order to get my orange, I'm mixing my yellow and red. And this is something I'm just practicing and playing with. It's something my friend is working on teaching me. We've only kind of worked on it a little bit together over the course of a few hours. So this is practice, basically. So I do like how it came out, and I like that you can see the silhouette of her. I wouldn't normally dry stuff with my heat gun if I'm doing watercolor, but I was in a hurry and I didn't want to wait, so I went ahead and used my heat gun for a little bit of it. And I was pretty particular about the image that I wanted to use. I wanted to use the same one or a similar one in the photo. It's kind of that old school Minnie Mouse with the hat with the flower, rather than, you know, the Minnie Mouse that has the big bow on her head. So that's where I'm going with this. I cannot tell you the brand of these watercolors because these actually belong to my friend who is a watercolor artist, and so I can't tell you what brand they are. She just loaned them to me to play with. The ones that I normally have are the Kuretake. They're like the Gonzai Tombi. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right, but they're just from Amazon, and they're great watercolors. I like them and everything, but I wanted to try, these are actually from the tube and they're squirted into the palette, and then I wanted to try this method rather than just using them straight out of the pan. So I also wanted to give my darks some of the underlying colors of the purples, greens, and blues, rather than just going with black or brown. So again, I'm playing. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I do like how it came out, and it was actually a lot of fun to work on this. Now I traced her really lightly just with a regular pencil, and I did learn that you can actually erase pencil underneath a lot of this watercolor. The yellow you can't erase from, so if you have yellow over your pencil line, apparently it's going to stay. But the other colors, they seem to erase from under, so you know, you can always trace whatever image you want and then erase it after if you need to. Or a lot of times the pencil doesn't even show up because you are using a darker color of watercolor than your really light pencil line. So anyway, I'm going to encourage you to try playing with watercolors. I am using some cold press fluid watercolor paper. It's 140 pound, and it works out pretty well. It doesn't have a lot of warping going on, and I don't know, it worked out pretty well. So that was kind of cool to play with. I did buy this years ago in a 12 by 12 because I really wanted to do this, and I really wanted to try making some watercolor backgrounds, and it has been sitting in my stash probably for 3 or 4 years at least, and so I'm really happy to get it out of my stash and actually start using it. So I went ahead and backed my photo with just some black cardstock, and I have cut out this title Disney Creative Day on my digital die cut machine, and I cut it out 3 times and layered it up to give a little bit of dimension, and I'm just playing with what I'm going to use as my title. So I think I'm going to use like Disney Magic, or I wanted to use Disney Creative Day altogether, but the way the ascenders and descenders fit together, I wasn't feeling it. It wasn't working for me. There were too many gaps. Things weren't nestling the way I would want them to nestle, and it just wasn't working for me. So I'm going to play with the title for a little bit here. I'm going to move things around on my page. I do think I need something up in that upper right hand corner because there's a lot of plain, it's watercolored, but it's just, there's no design or anything, so I think it needs something brought up into that corner. I think maybe I'll bring the title up there, or maybe I'll bring it over to the left hand side. I do like that sticker that says "My oh my, what a wonderful day," and I know I'm going to use that, but I was thinking, well, if it was coming off of that black edge of my paper, that would be really cool. So that's kind of what I'm playing with. I did back my entire 12 by 12 watercolor piece with black cardstock, and then I went ahead and stitched all the way around it just in a plain black thread, and I like the way that looks. It kind of, with that black border all the way around, it just kind of grounds everything and gives everything a definitive stopping point on the page. So that's why I did that, and then it also adds texture because of the thread that I've used. And I'm still playing with where this title's going to go. I do like how "My oh my" fits it right above the word Disney. And then I thought about, well, maybe I'll just put it at the top of my photo. There was quite a bit of me just playing around with this. And I thought maybe I'll use some washi tape. This black polka dot is perfect for Disney stuff. But I really didn't like how it broke up the image of the Minnie Mouse in the background. So it's still on the roll, and it's just sitting there barely tacked down. And I'm just kind of mulling it over while I think, well, maybe I'll use a different photo. So I pulled out this group photo. This particular Disney trip was the Creative Day at Disney with Shamel, and so she's in the photo, and then there's like, I think 20 of us or 19 of us in the photo with her and Minnie Mouse, and we had breakfast in Disneyland with Minnie Mouse that morning, and it was a character breakfast. And so that's the group shot, and then I thought that looked a little too busy, so then I have this other photo of me with Minnie Mouse, and that is in landscape rather than portrait, which was what I was originally going with. And I liked how the landscape photo fit better with the background image of Minnie Mouse, so that's what I'm going to ultimately use. Now, I did cut all of my words out in white, and then I went ahead and inked up the word Disney in black soot distress ink, and my title is going to be "My oh my, what a wonderful day at Disney." And so I just have to add the little word "at" between the sticker and Disney, and then that's going to be my title. I've got these other stickers that say magic moments, and these are all from the Photo Play sticker sheet that they came out with that's all Disney related. So I don't have the rest of the paper, I just have a partial sticker sheet. I don't know where I got it. I might have pulled it off of like the leftover table at a retreat or something like that, because I don't recall having the entire sheet at any point in time. So I'm not really sure, but that's where I'm getting a lot of these stickers. And then I cut these little Mickey heads on my machine, my digital die cut machine, at the same time as I cut the words. And I cut them in both black and white. Not sure what I was going to use. I am going to end up using the black ones, and I just like how that black just gives a lot of dimension, and I don't know, I just like the way the black looks on the background. It doesn't get lost like the white does. So, and now I'm going through my color bins. I have sorted all of my leftover stickers and stuff. I just cut them apart and I stick them into my color bins. And so I've pulled out these little tags, not tags, tickets with the heart in the middle, and these little rosettes, and I like how those look. I'm trying to get my title lined up above my photo. I don't want the purpley grayish color from the Minnie Mouse silhouette in the center of the D, so that's where I was kind of just moving it so that everything behind the D was that red and orange and yellow color. And I'm using Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to adhere everything down, and I think that works great, especially when you're using mixed media pieces, because a lot of times ATG tape or any of those types of tape runners, they don't stick so well to things that you've done with mixed media backgrounds. And the My Oh My, I have popped that up onto dimensional foam. And this little sticker just says, "Oh, happy day," and I did ink it with some distress ink to make it pop. And it's yellow. It's very subtle, but I like how it looks there. And the little round piece is just a "We Are Here" type of piece, and it's I think I'm just going to write Disneyland on that to differentiate between Disneyland and Disney World. So that works. I've popped that little ticket up onto some foam as well. And these little rosettes, I think they're like resin pieces or acrylic pieces or something like that. So there's a lot of dimension to those. And I'm using just this little tiny heart sticker to dot the eye of Disney. And that was mostly because I lost the dot. I had left the dot in my tweezers overnight. And then the next day I came and I set the dot down so I could use my tweezers for something else, and you know, lo and behold, the dot's missing. So I thought, well, just use this little tiny heart. It's super cute and I like it. I am popping up this little round sticker. This is for the date, and it's in the perfect colors of the red and black. And same with that tab. The tab is perfect colors with polka dots, which goes great with Minnie Mouse. And so I'm thinking I'm just going to have these two embellishment areas, and I get those all done, and I think, you know, I actually really want something below the photo as well. I'm trying not to cover up all of Minnie Mouse, but you can still totally tell it's Minnie Mouse here with the amount of embellishments that cover her up. It's not too much. You can see her head, you can see her feet and her tail. It's really kind of like the bottom of her skirt that's covered, and I think that works. Like I said, you can still totally tell it's Minnie Mouse, and I really like how that came out. So here's where I think, I'm adding some little stars to my little embellishment areas just to finish things off. I thought about adding enamel dots or sequins, but these little stars were just perfect, and then there's some little there's little hearts as well on the sticker sheet, so I pulled some of those and I'm adding those as well. So I didn't end up using enamel dots or sequins, and I think that's okay. Like I said, the stars and hearts kind of finish everything off, and I didn't want to take away too much from the background. There's already a lot going on here. But I really do in the end love how this layout came out. So I've pulled those two pieces at the bottom off the sticker sheet, and I like how those look. It's not covering up anything important, just part of my jacket. And I think this sticker says Everyday Adventure. I could be wrong on that. It could say something else, but I don't have it in front of me. And that's just out of the box of yellow embellishments that I have there to the side. And same with all of the little star stickers that are out of my little embellishment boxes. So adding some foam tape behind the bow, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere all of these little Mickey heads down. And I like how these just kind of surround the photo and draw your eye there, but then the background is kind of got its own thing going on. So I'm almost to the end of the layout. Go over to the other ladies and check out what they've done for this YouTube hop. The links are all in my description box down below. I'm not going to have a ton of writing on this layout because I have a lot of layouts to do from this day, and there's going to be writing on those. I think this is going to be its own album, and this will be the first page in the album. So I hope you've enjoyed my video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Have a great day.